let's get on with this. Let's do this. The music is not playing all of a sudden. That's fun. Okay. Never mind, it is. It's just being very, very quiet for you guys. Alright. Hopefully that is loud enough, or not too loud. I've been trying to mess with my mic settings for about an hour now, just so that this is working. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Alright. There we go. Well. Just making sure the stream is running, everything's working, everything's going well, that sort of thing. Okay, we're all good. So for today, it's gonna be kind of laid back. We're going to be working on a project that I've been wanting to do for a little while now. It's called Night. And Night is essentially a Darkwood-inspired pen and paper RPG that is co-op based, that you don't need a GM for. That is kind of the idea that I'm going for here. It's heavily inspired by Darkwood, Silent Hill, what else? There's a few other little games here and there, but Fallen London, things like that. So I love Darkwood. Darkwood is one, if not one of my favorite, or if not my favorite horror game of all time. Played it a long time ago. I watched a YouTuber by the name of Splattercat play it a very long time ago when it was first coming out. And I rewatched Mark play through it, and I was just like, I had a very strong connection to the game, and I really enjoy it. I find it does a lot of great things very, very well, and it has a very cool atmosphere and tone that I like. The art is incredibly beautiful. The music, which, by the way, we're listening to right now, this is the official soundtrack. This is Last Hideout, so might change it. It's for 1 hour. Other than that, I got my trusty book of notes right here, which is filled to the pages with this kind of stuff. But I have a very interesting concept and system that I would like to flesh out that was inspired by Darkwood. Because if any of you have played Darkwood before, and I know I'm going to say Darkwood over and over again, but it really is the main reason why how do I put this? It really is the main inspiration and where I had gotten the idea for the system. But if you play Darkwood, you know, every night you stay inside your safe house, and then morning you go out and explore. I wanted to take that, and I wanted to make it a co-op system that is randomly generated for you to make your own dark stories to see if you can survive a nightmare. And that's exactly what we're gonna try and set up here today. So, Night is going to be a system about escaping a nightmare while having to manage time, manage resources, and just trying to stay alive and trying to get to the end of each chapter. And you'll see what I mean by that. So, let's get on with it. I'm trying to figure out where to start. And I'm looking at my book right here, just trying to figure out where I do want to start. As I'm looking at the main mechanics and everything, but I have a lot of... I just want to know how I want to lay it out. So the first things first is we want to get our main mechanics down. And our main mechanics are going to be character creation, scavenging and collecting resources. Main mechanics, and then we're going to essentially diverge these out, pinpoint one, and then go layer by layer and fill them all out as best we can. I essentially want to make this very pretty, very, well, not pretty as in make it pretty aesthetic. I mean pretty as in everything fits really well together and it's aesthetically pleasing to look at in a gritty, dark kind of way. So, the management of those resources. We have exploration. You'll see that exploration is going to come before, because obviously you have to explore to get things. So, let's see. Chapter and location generation. And then from here we get NPC generation. NPC generation. Through character creation we have abilities, or we'll call them perks for now. And then by the end of all this, we're going to have combat, monsters, and inhabitants of the wood of the night. Ooh, what else? What else? Okay, so NPC generation and objective generate. We're gonna go in objectives, because the main idea is that, so I'm gonna go through this. You and your friends create characters, and through that you're going to essentially start a story. You are in a nightmare of some sorts, deep in the woods. And the idea is that a being, some sort of eldritch creature, has put you within this nightmare. Obviously, your characters do not know that, but you start out your story in chapters, like any novel would. Chapter 1 is a certain amount of locations and a safe house. That's another thing we need to figure out, is safe house. Let's see. When nighttime comes. See, this is all laid out in my head, but I know I need to describe it. So essentially, the idea that we have here is that maybe walking down an old road, or maybe that's a good way to also do this. How your journey begins, really. How do you come into the nightmare? So, you come into this nightmare. You and a few other characters. You'll see like how the characters are and what I'm kind of pulling from. And you and your character, your pawns almost, these characters that you generate, you and your friends, or you alone even. And you come across a safe house. And you know each night that you have to come back to the safe house. But you generate locations by rolling a dice, always random. So you go out, takes a certain amount of time or a cycle, or let's say like action points in a way. And when you do that, takes time. You generate a certain amount of locations in a map. And I think it would be cool to have a mechanic to, draw out your map, make it look nice. Kind of add that little bit of, like, again, Darkwood. When you get a map, it's just kind of this scribbled out circle with little scribbles of a house or a wolf or some ruins and things like that. And I would really like that. So, like, drawing your map. So, the thing about exploration and location and chapter generation is you're going to do this first. You're going to pick how many chapters you want, if you want it to be a long running story. So I'm going to say like 1 to 5 at most, because that's going to be quite a bit. And how long you want the chapters to be. Then, so let's see. How many chapters? How long? Which equals how many locations. And what did I say? How many chapters? How long you want it to, or how big? How long the chapter? So how long the chapter will mean how many locations. And I think, I'm trying to remember, what else was it? Said something else, but so because there are more locations for you to discover and roll, means the more nights you're going to spend, means how longer the chapter is going to be. And the reason why it's going to take longer is because once you generate those locations and you go out and explore, I'm trying to think if I want all the locations to be generated right in the beginning with everything, or if I want the location just be like, oh, okay, so there is 10 locations in a long chapter. So you're like, okay, there's 10 locations in a long chapter. That means there are this many NPCs. So what I think is as you go out and you roll and explore, it means you're going out farther and farther. So exploration means going out from safe house, getting a new location, and going farther, taking more time. So this is also going to be a lot of backtracking, and here's the reason why. Is as you hit a new location equals NPC or event. And so now we're going to do random events. And maybe we'll take the NPC generation and objectives here, put them here. Then we're going to say, okay, these are the locations. So you hit a main, and I think essentially it's going to be like main locations, main and like side missions in a way. So this is going to look really wonky, guys. Just bear with me. Main and side locations. So your main locations are going to have essential NPCs. And essentially, your main essential NPCs are going to give you your objectives. And you need your objectives to get out of the chapter, to get to the next chapter. So you're going from one map to the next, to the next. Also, the objectives, the idea of the NPC generation and objectives is that they are going to intertwine and give choices to get out of the chapter / map to move ahead and progress. Okay, so this is kind of the idea. Seeing what else here. That should be about all. Okay, now we're gonna make sure to split all of these up. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, so in combat, we have weapons. We have... Okay. We'll move on that in a bit. But character creation. How do you come into the nightmare? Chapter, location, and generation. This is just... We should take this, copy, and make a note here instead. There you go. That way we can take this down. Okay, neat, wonderful. We're going to do this for this. There's going to be tons of notes, and there's going to be a whole lot that we're going to have to get through. Because as much as I do want this to be short, it's going to be relatively simple on mechanics, but it's going to have a ton of tables and a whole bunch of stuff like that. So, yep. All right. What else here? What else did I want to do? Copy, make this a note. So NPC generation. So exploration is going to be location, NPC generation, and objectives, and random events. We'll all kind of have those together. And I guess we'll put these... I wanted to do status effects and things like that. Okay. Let's see if I have anything else here. Okay, so then we have main locations and side locations, which are essentially just like a pile of rubble, a wood stack, things like that. So now we're gonna go like this, get these all into a cooler, nicer font. Either Walter Turncoat, as that's what I usually use, or maybe something bold, a little bit bolder. Impact. I usually even use this one. This is what I usually use, but it's a little hard to see. And for right now, we're just kind of... We're gonna go impact for now. I think. We're all gonna turn these up to like 14, 18. So for character creation, or these are all just going to be the main mechanics, but I promise once we go through the main mechanics, I'm going to go into like welcome tonight and all these sort of little things. But exploration. Huh. Welcome to the nightmare. Welcome to night. I'm curious. I just want to see how much that looks to, because I'm looking at the side of seeing like, oh, what is Darkwood? Okay. Also, I want to make at the very, very end here, inspirations, Darkwood, Silent Hill. Okay. So one thing is your safe house. With your safe house always comes a trader. Not so, or merchant. I like the word trader more. But the trader is going to be very important in how they kind of affect everything. Oh, that's small. Okay. 14. Okay. So let's go on about the character. Sup, man. Welcome on in. What's up, Atardus? Yeah, we're working on night right now. This little thing that I have thought of within the last few days and have expanded on incredibly aplenty. Sadly, no, not TTT. Think more Resident Evil 4. What are you buying? That's what we're going for. So, funnily enough, the one thing I have not worked on is this system. Combat. Which I don't know how I want to work on it. It's very interesting because I want it to be quick, fast-paced, and I want it to be deadly. But at the same time, with the progression and everything else, like with the mechanics, I don't want it to feel different from everything else. So I'm not going to touch combat for a little bit until we get the main piece of this all done. Because with the main piece of this, then we can off-center, like, shoot off to combat and make sure combat fits into everything else. So character creation. And this is why I'm like, how do we want to do combat? Because we need to figure out, do we want to do stats? Do we want to do all that sort of thing? And I think that's the simplest way to go about it. So, okay. We're going to go with a wound system. So, it's going to essentially be HP, but you're going to take wounds. And that way it can vary out. So, for character creation, we are going to do... I think I'm just going to go with an Into the Odd style So instead, you know what? We're going to go with an archetype system. Because I wanted it to be like picking a character class, right? Sorry, there are a ton of notes here. Okay. We're actually not going to do that. I would like to work on the most important thing, and that's the story and exploration type stuff. That way I can figure out how I want to do character creation and kind of figure out how I want to tie that into combat. Because what makes this system unique is this system right here, which is tied into combat and everything else. But this is also kind of the meat of it and what makes this unique instead of having a GM. So chapter and location generation. What we're going to do is we're going to say, how long do you want We're going to use like Walter Turncoat. How long do you... Oh, that's a clash of stuff right there. Taking all of these and bolding them. There we go. Chapter and location generation. We are going to do Balthazar. No. Something a little bit. Let's just go 12 for now. Okay, location and chapter generation. For you to begin your journey, journey. Yeah, it's essentially going from one map to another, safe house to safe house, until you reach the end where you face an eldritch being that has kept you trapped within the nightmare. That's kind of the fast explanation of it, but yes. For you to begin your journey into the night, first... Oh, shoot. What is this? What are you doing? Thing. Oh, you're bolded as well. I don't want you to be bolded. Don't be bolded. There we go. For you to begin your journey into the night, you must have a beginning. Choose the length of your story that you want to venture through. Long campaign. So, long campaign. Short campaign. Short story. Medium story. Long story. I think I'm gonna go with the word campaign because it does work very... Yeah, I like the word story though. Because this is essentially just going through your own stories. So a short, medium, and long story. So this You want to venture. This shall determine the locations and the chapters and locations. This shall determine the expanse of the chapter and how many locations. I'm just gonna do expanse of the chapter for as of right now. So with a short story, you will have one chapter for a medium story. You will have 3 chapters, and for a long story, you will have 5 chapters. Though, okay. So, choose the length of your story that you want to venture. Choose the length of the story that you want to venture. Choosing the shall determine the expanse of the chapter. Or no. This shall determine how many chapters. Choose the trying to find words. Choose the. Oh, okay. So I'm going off of Darkwood here. So the time frame is going to be relatively around. It's gonna be funky. I'll put it that way. I want to go like kind of old Soviet-ish to a degree. I want to have that kind of weird old forest vibe in the middle of like Sweden or Russia, way out in the Middle East. That sort of grungy, dark vibe. Though time frame, not entirely sure, because I want like some of the locations to be like crashed old Soviet helicopters and wrecked tanks, sort of old World War II. Kind of, but this isn't necessarily an apocalypse as much as it is a nightmare escape. Like, imagine an eldritch being, right? And this eldritch being takes a hold of like one forest. It's a very old being. And when it takes a hold of this forest, anyone who ventures there gets lost and gets sick. So you have people who are living in like old cottages, who are like old-timey villagers, but you also have people who are holding AKs and Russian weaponry. I also want a character class because I've been playing Yakuza. Yeah, Baba Yaga style. Definitely. Those sort of monsters. But think bigger. Think like nightmare cosmic big. Like something that feeds on you while you sleep. Like imagine a whole apartment complex. This is my idea, is that these old beings lie beneath like cities and stuff. But not like large cities. Like, you know, the little town way off on the side of on the side, these like little rural towns and stuff are way out in the middle of nowhere, just like thousands of people, or let's say maybe not thousands, because that's quite a bit, but like a town of like 300 suddenly start acting weird, and now, yeah, that sort of thing. But it's more of a dreamscape. Like it's real. I'm also trying to figure out how to describe this as well, because it's like I want it to be real, but I also want it to be like what is real and what isn't real sort of thing. I guess would be the best way to describe that. Still figuring out like exactly what I want to do, but I know the end goal. End goal. Is to escape. Yeah, sure, man. If you want to be on stream, go for it. Yeah, call me on Discord. Hey, man.
That was okay. I have to and stop this from rotating. But so the thing that like came to my mind was it's kind of like they possess you in your sleep, and what they're trying to do is in the dreamscape, like capture your soul kind of thing and bring your body to them. So you're sleepwalking to them, and you have to stop yourself.
Interesting. It's definitely got that sort of vibe, yeah.
You're really quiet on stream, so when I turned you up, now you're super dang loud.
I didn't know. I've been trying to fiddle with my mic so bad so that I'm not too loud, but I'll turn myself up. There we go. That should be better.
Yeah. But yeah, I think kind of like just possessing your body, and you try to escape as they try to like bring your body to their hideout to feast upon your flesh.
So I definitely like want to have something like that, but instead of like possessing you and making you do it, just like slowly coercing you. Like, oh, I'm really
so like planting images in your mind, so you're just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
to find out what this is.
It's so sort of like, oh yeah, I just want to fall asleep. Oh, that feels super warm. I really, really like this. And like, as you're asleep, it's just slowly draining off you. Like,
So its goal is to make you sleep, not necessarily get you to get to a location so it can murder you.
I like that idea too, though. Like getting you to its location so it can just like bring you under and like siphon from you and eat away at you.
What you could do is like it haunts you in the dreams, and it wants you to sleep so that it can continue to attack you in the dreams. But so you have to stay awake, so it kind of starts driving you mad. And so like it's just a mixture of madness and like trying not to sleep, but you need sleep, and so it's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's just like I have to stop this. It's driving me insane, and so maybe you like try and stop it, and that's how it lures you or something.
Okay. So or maybe it already has you and you are trying to escape the night, because like I want the goal to be escaping the nightmare, so you're already under the influence in this dreamscape.
Flip, what is it called? Inception. And so like it's kind of like that. You don't know like how many dreams you're in deep.
Yeah.
I guess it's like envelop the whole town, and so you're like in some sort of cocoon or something, and you're trying to like escape.
Exactly. So like you can imagine the dreamscape or the forest or the apartment complex, like wherever the locations are. Every time you move a map, you're getting closer and closer to the heart of it, which you think, oh, it's the road out of here. But once you get to the heart of that, you can wake up and escape or kill the being, because it exists corporeal, like ethereal, and it also exists physically as well.
You know, it'd be kind of insane. Like, after a couple campaigns after you escape, all the people you've escaped with, you get to use them all together to attack the creature.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be so crazy. Just a little army of people you've come to care for slaughtered by a giant witch.
Oh yeah. So that's the thing I want to do too, is like by the end when you get to the being is always randomly different. So it could be an old witch. It could be like a tree of bodies siphoning away at you. That's Darkwood, or it can be a massive tentacle monster. Those are just.
It could be a wolf.
It could be essentially a giant predator like a wolf. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's an SCP where it's just kind of like an unnatural like vine creature or whatever. That,
oh, I know.
Spores and takes over an entire town. That thing. Yeah. Sleeping pollination murder.
The being is all I'm just gonna call it. It won't have a name ever.
The bean.
The bean. The being. Fungal rot.
Vine thing. A fungal rot the third.
Spore. You know what, I'm just gonna put spore.
You could put spore hive. That might accompany it. No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Oh no, the stream is kind of up. Never mind, it's back. Or not. Or yes. Okay, my thing's dying. Can you still hear me on Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Is it just me?
Okay, well.
Nah, my thing seems to actually be running well.
I've said what I wanted, so.
Alrighty, man.
Knows if you want.
Yeah, sure. And I'll keep writing away. Alrighty, man. Well,
I'll still talk to you on stream.
Sounds good. Thank you for giving me input. Alrighty. Well, my good friend, my buddy old pal, has now helped me actually figure out something that I wasn't entirely too sure of. Moving map to map. Moving down the road. To escape. Led straight to the heart. And then we will have the being. So essentially, you are trying to get to the end to face that. Okay. Choose the length of your story that you want to venture. I shall determine how many chapters. After, choose the chapter length. To choose, this shall determine the expanse of your chapters. So, you're like, I really want like a short story. That's cool. Well, then you're like, short chapters So short chapters. I hate how it doesn't have it. There we go. Short chapters, medium chapters, long chapters. So now you're like, neat. That's super duper cool. And you can start on your little adventure. So short chapters are going to have 5 locations. Let's go 3 main locations. That means you have 3 NPCs. 3 main locations and 3 side locations. I think that's good. Now we can be like, that's neato. What are you, 12? Oh, you're still 12. Never mind. So 3 locations, 3 side locations. And then you're like, that's really not enough. Medium chapters, you have 5 main locations. We'll go kind of just want to say like so 5 main locations, and let's go with a good 5 side locations. I didn't even notice that. Throwing me off. All right. Boink. 5 side locations. I do feel like there should be more side locations than main locations, though. Because side locations are just going to be like scavenging pieces. So maybe double up on that and say 6, 10. Long chapters, we will have 8 main locations. Do I have my caps locks on? No. 8 main locations, and double that is 16. Oh my god. That's a lot of side locations. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. We'll play around with it a little bit. Let me turn off Discord real quick. Let me turn on streamer mode. There we go. Okay. And hey everybody, if you guys would like, come on in and join our Discord, which I will post in chat right now. So, let's see. Let me try to find the invite. And I will invite you guys on in. I don't use Discord too often, so just a moment. Aha. Okay. Paste. There you guys go. If you guys want to join the lounge room and come chill on in there, if you so on choose. Come on in. So now we have this little way to create stories, manage chapters, which is good. So, all right. Now that you, that's not what I wanted. I want play fair. 12, unbolded. Now that you have started, and now that you have started your descent into the night, you have to keep your bearings in some way or another. Keep a map. Keep a map drawn out of it. Ah, shoot. I am so sorry. I know that makes a ton of noise. Keep a map drawn out of to do this, get a notebook or a piece of paper, each of parchment. Draw an outline of the wood and place your safe house directly in the middle. Keep in mind how many locations are going to be here, and how large this map should be. With your desired story. Now that you have started your descent into the night, you have to keep your bearings in some way or another. To do this, get a notebook or a piece of parchment. Draw an outline of the wood, of the map, and place your safe house directly in the middle. Keep in mind how many locations are going to be here, and how large this map should be with your desired story, as you are going to be marking each location. More shall be covered in exploration. Every time you discover a new location, mark it on your map map. Or record it. Mark it on your map. Scribble an image or a note. Scribble a... What are they called? I'm trying to remember. What would an... I've been watching Iron Sworn by Adam Cobell and his solo. And they're like legends. The markings on your map. Shoot. Scribble a small... identifier. For now. Identifier. That it looks so weird. Give me like a full F. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Scribble a small identifier so that you know. Well, the passage would be like a writing. I want people to actually draw out the maps as much as like, oh yeah, you can write it down and be like, oh, this is, scribble a small identifier and the name of the location. Just gonna mark it on your map with its desired, oh my gosh, desired name. And scribble a small... Oh, Lord. This looks really weird. Is this Playfair? Ugh, it's so hard to read. This just... I like this because it looks like typewriter-ish, but it's super hard to read. Where is my typewriter? It's not I don't want to use Times New Roman. I want to use like... I know exactly what it looks like. Courier. Maybe? Nah. Ugh, dang it. We'll go with that. This is working for now. Every time you discover a new location, mark it on your map with its desired name and scribble a small identifier so that you know, so that you remember. That you remember. Any new notes? Any new information will be written down about the location. Down in a small passage on the location. Either on the map or otherwise, to keep things clean. Wonderful. Okay. Your haven. Your haven. Your your haven, your safety from the dark of night. Your safe house is the one location you may always come back to, and is the one location you must always come back to, at least before night falls. Here, it is unique in its own way. Unique in its own dark sort of way. But it keeps you safe. In its own dark sort of way. It has walls. That's really all that matters. Oh, you know what? We have to find a reason why you have to come back to the safe house instead of staying in any other building. Or like, why come back to the safe house out of all things? Does it keep you sane? Its walls are not all that makes it useful. I mean, why not sleep else? Why not go elsewhere for the night? These little safe, the safe house, it's unique as it holds, yeah, it's your mental stability. But why? Like, what is a mechanical, like, reason to go there? I remember in the beginning of, or like how Darkwood used to keep you in the safe house, is it had a well, or it had lights and a generator. But like, should light signify the should night do that should light be the main reason why this is a safe house? I'm just gonna look at something real quick. Okay. So, in Darkwood, the well, you have to drink from the well before each night to fight off the thirst, which is a sickness because the entire place is sick. Okay, so it's a memory. Instead of being the the dream is, in its own way, mental decay. It's unique as it holds memory. The best safety is almost the comfort of your own home. Your mind. Of your own home. You must return to your safe house by night, or otherwise you perish into the night. Why the safe house is a symbol of light. It is the stability of mind. While at night, with everything, being sucked into the abyss, the safe house does not. I want it to be something with night falls. I like the decay. Night falling on everything else. I want to find a good way to word it in a mechanical way. Okay. Your safety, your haven. Your safety from the dark of night, your safe house is the one location you must always come back to, at least before night falls. It is unique in its own sort of way. It has walls, it has protective walls. Yet, yet, it's not all that makes it useful. I mean, why not go elsewhere for the night? It's unique as it holds a memory. The best safety is almost the comfort of your own home. You must return to your safe house by night, or otherwise you are blanketed by darkness that steals, like, okay, so we've talked about seeping and stealing away at life essence. So you're blanketed by darkness, and you become one of the inhabitants. Okay, so I got it. The dream is, all right. Okay. So the dream, I don't know where to put this. We're just gonna put it at the end, just because this is where all our nightmare stuff is. So, all right. So the dream, you can imagine it like a body, an entity. The dream is it's still physical. It's but instead of the shadow killing you, blanketed by the darkness, enveloping you into the night, making you into one of its inhabitants. The safe house is a symbol of light. It is the stability of mind, keeping you from becoming the creatures of the dark. Who knows why? But this landmark. Yeah. It keeps it. It's like an antibody. The creatures, the monsters, they're all they all become a part of the being. So it's like they're almost infected in a way. It takes you. Yeah. Your soul, your being. It's like once you get blanketed by darkness, you become one of the monsters. You become one of the creatures, the beasts that lie outside your door that attack you at night in the first place. So night, dawn, and then we'll go with the trader. Who knows why, but this landmark is comfort. But this house, this place, or these places keep you from shifting. There we go. That's neat. I like that. Let's mark that. Like, what? Moving from map to map. You will be changing safe houses. That's a bad way to put it. Every chapter, every time you change chapters, you move into a new location. Therefore, your safe house changes. Every safe house is unique. Roll below. What is so different about this one? So we can ask, what is the safe house? Like, is it an apartment building? What is your safe house? And then we're gonna make a table below. We're gonna bold this BZ up. Changing safe house. I just kind of want to like, each one is different. And then we can just go Bodoom. Wonderful. We're fleshing it out. It's a thing. It's actually becoming a thing. Okay, night. Like, technically, if we had tables and everything, this would be a system. Yeah, at least going from location to location. I keep hitting my mic. That's got to be bothersome. I'm sorry. Okay. Nighttime. Dangerous. Each time night falls, okay, time, and that's gonna be covered in exploration. Mer. Time. So, oh, okay, we could do it like this. Day. Day, night, dawn. So during the day, this is when you do all your stuffs. So we'll go day. Day. Day, night, dawn. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. This one. Night. Nah, I liked where it was. Ah. Oh no, wait, what is that? Oh, that's impact. Aha, my bad. Where is impact? Impact. Impact. Do 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 do. Where are you? There you are. Okay. So during 12. During the day, you have, I don't know, how many things. So during a short chapter, you get I say you just get two large things to do a day. How can we make time management something interesting and not boring? But also, like, how can we make it so that maybe 3? So, like, you can go to a location, go to another location, and go back. Maybe. During the day, or maybe it takes time to do other things as well. Well, you're gonna have to revisit locations, so. Well, yeah, but if the thing about dice is like, time should be consistent. You should never have to be worried about time. I don't want everything to be random. Because during the day, like, you have a certain amount of set time. Like, no matter how fast you are, time never changes, right? Like, night will always fall. You will always have dawn. Um, and dawn you can complete. But I also want things like doing certain actions to take time. So you have and this will okay. So here we'll put time. So time you have you have yeah. So here's the thing: is like, that would be an action, right? So like dawn, you can take as many actions as you want because it's right after night. In dawn, I want it to be like you can do as many actions as you like, but it has to be hideout actions, um, or safe house actions. So only things you can do in the safe house, like heal up, but you can only heal up once a day, that sort of thing. But during the day, that's your exploring time. So I want it to be a set number. But I guess it could also be like, this is where the system gets tricky because it has to account for the period of time to move from locations. So like actions, exploration. So an action would be the main action a lot of people are going to use is move to location. That would be an action. Exploration actions. So moving to a location. So that would be one. So 12, that would be, nope. What do I want to do? 14. Let's go Playfair. Nope. That Playfair. So moving to a location is 1. It will always equal 1 action. 1 time, or something like that. So how much during the time you have, so let's say 6, right? You have 6. In a short story, because at the minimum, yes. At the very minimum, we're thinking 1 chapter, short chapter. So if you had 6, you could go here, back, here, back, here, and back. You could go to 1, 2. So you could go to 6 locations. That would mean you would be done in 2 days with 1 chapter. At the longest, 6, so 8. But there is backtracking, so you would have to visit multiple locations at once, 2 times over. I think 6 is a good starting point. I think that's all right. During the day, you have 6 hour. Oh, we're gonna do it in an hour. No. You have 6 time to account. You have a certain amount of time to do certain actions. These things account for exploring, going to locations, and so then we gotta be like, and doing things out in the wood. And doing things out in the wood. Out in the expanse. Outside of your safe house. No, because you can also return back to your safe house and do stuff. And doing things... these things account for exploring, going to locations, and doing objectives. In a day, you only have 6 time. Use them wisely. You have 6 time, which is required. You only have 6 time, which allows you to take actions. Use them wisely. Because once you are out, time falls. Night falls. Night falls. When time hits 0, night will fall. How did I want to put, so always use your last action to get back to safe house. Or else you are stuck out in the dark. There we go. Always, yeah, we're gonna bold this too. Like, use your last action to get back to the safe house, because I don't want people to be like, oh, okay, so I don't have any time left. So night falls, I go back to safe house. That's not how it works. You have to use a time to get back to your safe house to make sure you're not screwed. So if you're like, yeah, we're going to do this thing, and then you're stuck out, or a random action takes time away, like, you always want to make sure you have one left. A spare, per se. Look at that. Look at all the stuff we've done. I'm excited. Look at this. This is beautiful. I think this is one of the most unique things I've actually come up with. And not to say, like, it's not super awesome. It's essentially Ironsworn mixed with, like, something like Into the Odd. But I really think this could be a lot of fun. It's nothing too original, but yeah. All right. Let's see. So Oof. Alright. Sorry, just readjusting my necklace. Okay. Well. Sorry, just looking at things. Friends. Ah. I do want to check my phone real quick. Give me my phone. There we go. What are you at? Okay. At night. It's kind of loud. Oof. There we go. Okay. Always save your last action to get back to the safe house, or else you will be stuck out in the dark. Okay. During the night, things get much more dangerous. Things get much more dangerous. With the night, with the dark and perilous black and fog, come creatures, come beasts, creatures, things. Creatures, things, and they look, and they want blood. At night, your only task is to keep alive. To keep alive. The way that you will be doing this is barricading, putting up traps, or putting down traps. Oh, okay, and that's another thing that will take time, is securing your, okay, and doing objectives, along with prepping, your safe house before dark, or before night. Yeah, wonderful. That's it. Creatures, they want blood. They want you. At night, you're only your only objective is to keep alive. The way you will be doing that is barricading, putting down traps, or keeping barricading your windows, pulling furniture in front, barricading your windows, pulling furniture in front of your door, and placing traps while clutching your weapon tight in your hand. Maybe, just maybe, they won't get through your door. Doing this, barricading your windows, pulling your furniture in front of the door, and placing traps while clutching your weapon tight in hand. Maybe, just maybe, they won't get through your door. And if you do, and if they do, be ready. Just be ready. At night, things will attack, no matter what. What? Maybe it's a safe house. The smell, the feeling it gives. Splinter. No. A lantern to a moth. A lantern. A light. A fire. A flame that calls. That calls to the moths that scream and shriek into the night. At night, things will attack no matter what. Maybe it's a safe house, the smell, the feeling it gives, a lantern, a light, a flame that calls to the moths that scream and screech into the night. Giving their next meal. As they are eternally hungry. Each night, roll below. Each night, roll below. And oh, that would be a cool idea too. You're waiting till dawn. So fighting will fighting take up time? I kind of don't want it to, but how else would the night end is my thing. But I also like the idea of, like, every time they attack the door, and let's say you've barricaded every entrance, and that took time. It takes away their time to get in. So each round of combat is a time. Let's do that. Oh, that's brutal in the day, though. Oh, that sucks. Because imagine in the day you get into combat and it takes like 4 time. Or you have to run away. Oh, that sucks. Oh, but what if you're playing with a buddy and your buddy keeps fighting and you're like, oh no. Like, let's say me and you, Hatardus, were like, let's play, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to fight this monster, and you're like, oh, but I really want this thing. Or opposite wise, and you're like, dude, screw this, I'm out, and I'm like, but I really want this thing. So I keep fighting the monster, but I take up 4 time. and you're doing other things while the time is allocating. Oh, that's weird. I don't know. I like that idea though. I really want to play with that idea. I like that though. I really enjoy that. So every turn is a time. That kind of sucks though. Like, I'm not gonna, like, that's pretty brutal. But I really like that pressure of just like, oh, I gotta get back. So I like that. I like that a whole lot. Every turn of combat equals one time. This is Playfair? What is this? Oh, that's just bold? I actually like that better. Bold. This is 814? Wait, why does this look better? Oh, it's because it's bolded. That's why. Yeah, it'll burn them. There we go. Cool. Each night, roll below and see what comes knocking. Is it below? Like, yeah, that looks better. I'm like, why does that look wrong? As dawn comes, whoops. 12 unbolded. As dawn's early light and praising light comes through the cracks. Time seems to stop, and all goes calm. You awake. You're not sure why. You awake on the floor. The creature's gone. Where their bodies were. Dust. Or corpses. Or charred corpses. During dawn, oh, you're right. I was like, oh, I see what you mean. I'm like, what? You're good. I need an editor, man. It's all good. Where their bodies went, dust and charred corpses. During dawn. This is the time. Oh! Hey! I didn't even notice! I thought you and Hatardus have the same color. Hi, Rabbit on Beach. Welcome on in, man. This is night. It is a Darkwood-inspired co-op RPG, which is, I think, interesting. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, it's same color. I didn't even notice. Well, welcome on. It's nice to see new faces, man. Welcome. Yeah, it's a pen and paper RPG. So think like I don't want to say D&D because this is very very far off. So think like Iron Sworn or Into the Odd or things like that nature. It's essentially a co-op. Oh, welcome on in, man. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you came on in. Well, I hope you enjoy, and I hope you can influence the creative direction that Night is going into. So, yeah. Welcome on in. Thank you so much. That makes my day. Well, let's see. So, since you're joining on in, the idea of this little pen and paper RPG is that you make some characters. You're trapped in a nightmare by some sort of eldritch being of some sort. It is essentially that you create a story by picking how many chapters, how long your chapters will be, and then that determines the amount of locations that you have, and your entire goal is to just move from chapter to chapter to get to the end of the map and kill said beastie, ethereal, eldritch, cosmic monster that is befalling Night in your dreams, which is essentially siphoning off of you. And the main mechanic of this is essentially that you have a certain amount of actions or time, and you are trying to get back at night to your safe house. And every time you go to a new location, main locations have NPCs, which you can randomly generate. And that way, NPCs will give you objectives, and completing those objectives, you can move on to the next chapter. But each objective can correlate to another NPC or location, which means you have options at what kind of happens, if that kind of makes sense. So we're not that far yet, though. This is our first day of kind of working on it. So we've gotten the map, the safe house, day and night, working on dawn currently. So yeah. So let's see. Dawn, this is the time to take a breath. And yeah, definitely Darkwood inspired. I've been wanting to write an RPG for a good amount of time, and I was like, I had watched a YouTuber by the name of Splattercat play Darkwood a very, very, very long time ago, when Darkwood like only had its first chapter, or like its first little prologue, and I remember seeing it on like the Steam store before it even was released. And I was really intrigued by the artwork and the design. And then the YouTuber never finished it, so I was like, oh, that's kind of sad. So I played through it a little bit, and I never beat it, sadly. But then I started watching Mark play through it because Mark finally finished. And I was like, during the time, I'm like, this would be really interesting. And I was watching someone play a solo RPG by the name of Iron Sworn, which does like progressive stuff, and has solo play. And I'm like, there's not enough solo RPGs out there where I can get my friends and I don't have to GM, or I don't have to be like, yeah, I'll run the game tonight. Instead, I want something for people to be like, hey man, let's all do this together. I want something where you can light a candle and be like, afraid together, or even play it solo. So yeah, dawn is the time to take a breath and do and take the time this is the time to take a breath and do the small things before the day starts. And to do the prep work as day begins. Before day begins. There we go. We will bold that so we know that each night. Our trader friend. So, with Dawn, you have a trader friend. This will be all randomly generated. So, Dawn has no time limit. Though your actions are limited to what you may do in the safe house. Once you move out of the safe house, day starts. God, I love this music. Okay, wonderful. So that is essentially the main mechanics kind of done. So now we kind of got this mess down here, which is gonna be all sorts of fun. Trader. Okay, so let's work on our trader. I have my little art book, not art book, my little book over here. So doop. This is Playfair. Okay, doop. This is boom, boom. A figure. Yep. A figure stands inside. A figure stands inside your home. They give an almost, well, maybe not, inside your home. It's strange. Whenever dawn comes, they are waiting. They always have trinkets. They always have trinkets and little things to give. Always at dawn. Whenever it's morning, or I guess dawn. It's strange. After night, and when the sunlight pours in, they are waiting. They always have trinkets and little things to give. Oh yeah, no. Doop. Pours in. Always at dawn, a trader is within your safe house. Down below is tables to generate a character who will always be here at dawn. To give and trade what you will. Along with defining their looks and not aura, but defining their looks and like the feeling they give off. What would and a character will always be here at dawn to give and trade as you will. Along with their defining looks. Tables below will also give their defining characteristics. Wonderful. And I will do tables later. As of currently, I just want to get the main stuff kind of done. I'm gonna write out all this in a notepad so that way I can do it later. Trying to think of what else to kind of go for here. Because a lot of it's now tables, so safe house. Because it's going to be like the defining characteristics of your safe house. Time, night, dawn. So I guess actions probably now. That would probably be like the next course of action. Okay. Done with that. Oh, I guess we can go into exploration, yeah. So I guess with a character, we should do an inventory. Not an inventory. Do I really want like an inventory? I want like a carry weight. Carry weight. That way, kind of like old Resident Evil. Like old RE, where it's like the almost item boxes. Like you can only carry 8 things at once. Make it very, very simple, but still you're managing and collecting and using your resources wisely, as well as your time. So actions. So you have exploration, combat, downtime. So we have exploration, scavenging, the management of resources, combat. So with actions, we have downtime, we have prep, and we have exploration, I think. Because you're doing prep before nighttime to make sure to board up your house, which, actually, I'm going to make a note here. So nighttime prep. Yeah. Giving you a roll of the dice for a chance to keep them out and keep them at bay, allowing you to press you to get to a roll of the dice for a chance to keep them at bay, letting night's time take away. I'll find a better way to word that later, but I understand. Let's say when attack, if barricaded, let's put an example here, like example. Example. My spelling is terrible today. Example, when attack, if barricade, barricaded. That's not how you spell barricaded. Good job, brain. Barricaded, so if it is barricaded, then roll dice. If creature or beast fails, one time ticks. I don't know how else to describe like time ticking. Like a time is used up, I guess. Fails. You can use a time to get to dawn faster. Oh, how long should night be? Should it just be the same as day? That's a good thing. So let's see. Night is for night to end, you must wait out 6 times. There we go. Okay. Okay. And how long is day? Day is 6. So they will be probably about the same. I wanted to cut it in half, but for night to actually be dangerous, that is kind of the trouble. Oh. Yes, that's perfect. I don't know what. Right? Yeah, I definitely like that. Could be a 50-50. So just like taking, it's a waiting game at night, and you're taking time out of your day to cut the length of your night down. And I mean, night longer. That's even more brutal though. So, but the thing is you have to take time out of your day to cut down the time of night. So, I think 6 is a good point because it is saying you're balancing. This is very much management, and I think that works. And I think I'm actually going to put a note here saying, remember, you're taking time out of your day to cut down your night. There we go. Wonderful. Trader, a vicar stands inside your home. It's strange after night. It's strange after night. When the sun, it's strange after night. When the sunlight pours in, they are always waiting. They somehow strangely have bags of trinkets, bobs, and little things to give. Trinkets, equipment, and little and little things to give. There we go. Sure. That'll work. Oh my gosh, dude. I have no idea. So Hatardus in chat is drawing, and he sent me a super cool thing. That, oh, I see what you're drawing. I have no idea. Writhing tentacles. Okay, talking about that, they give me a super good idea of the being, the Leviathan. That is just the worst spelling. There we go. Great tree. Oh, that's eerie. I don't like that music at all. Ugh, makes me uncomfortable. Oh shoot, we have hit someone else's music territory, and I didn't even realize. Let's listen to Silent Hill. Silent Hill ambience. Why not? Why don't we feel just absolutely uncomfortable while we do this? Sure, relaxing ambient Silent Hill music. Let's do that. Sorry if I'm talking to like chat and Hatardus, because Hatardus is doing work on the side as well for this, or he ideas and stuff. Let's see. Something like that. I think that would be cool. Okay. So, you know what? Let's start getting locations down. I think that would be cool. Or wait, no, we're doing actions. Downtime and prep. So downtime, prep, and exploration. So downtime is like stuff you do during dawn. During your downtime, you're repairing your weapon. Oh, this currently, or is there something behind me? This is just a small notebook that I had wrote everything down in first and foremost, and it's just propped up so I can read better. Other than that, I have tons of RPGs scattered over there. Funnily enough, actually on the floor is Grimm's Fairy Tales. I have H.P. Lovecraft underneath on my desk. This goes to show what kind of inspiration is going into this. So funny enough, Rabadon, I have been wanting to do a narration because I run a podcast on my YouTube channel under the same name as Steve the Storyteller. Actually under the name of Chillingly Bored. But on YouTube, I like to do podcasting and actual RPG stuff. So, if you want to, go ahead and check that out. But I want to start doing narrations and sort of audiobook stuff. So my first two things on my mind is I have a very, very good friend. She like means the world to me, and it helps her if she's always said she's like my voice. So I'm like, oh, you know what? What do you? I remember talking to her way back when, and she's like, I think I'd like to listen to Grimm's fairy tales, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna. That's my first, and I'm gonna do just like each story when I can. And I like doing graphic design, so I want to make them look nice. So that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's that sort of. So I definitely want to do narration, podcast. Like I do podcasting, and this is something I want to add to it. And I'm probably gonna post this on the YouTube channel, so people are like, "Oh, what's this?" And they can kind of take a look. And this RPG is gonna be fully free, so like anyone can play it. Anyone can, kind of have a good time with it. I just want to make things. I want to make, make entertain. This is a hobby for me. So yeah, thank you so much, man. That means a lot. I hope so. Some of it's very rough from very early years. So I've gotten a lot better. Haven't uploaded in a while, and actually you caught me streaming on I don't stream very often. So yeah. Well, I hope you like, man. I really do. Let's see. 14. Pairing your equipment. Ah, well, it's a lucky night for me. I'm glad. Gosh, dude, that really means a lot. You have no idea. Seriously. It makes my day hearing something like that. I've been nervous coming back to Twitch for a very, very long time. Just like, haven't had the time, and I got laid off of my job, actually, which was no fun. But, looking into some security stuff, looking into just some odd jobs before I get, some small jobs. But I'm kind of under quarantine right now, which sucks. So, as of currently, I'm doing everything I can to get better at what I love doing, which is, podcasting and writing. I love writing, I love reading and narration, stuff like that. So it's a lucky night for me. Thank you. So let's see. Prep. Oh, traps. Setting of traps. Oh, thank you so much. It's it's the one thing I've always enjoyed doing was reading, and I love drama, and I loved drama in high school. I loved acting because I got to use my voice a lot. So narration and storytelling is Oh, you're in Italy? I heard it was absolutely crazy. Gosh, man. I am so sorry. I'm glad it's slightly better. I hope everything's okay. I hope you're all right. Stay safe. I hope everything is good. Ugh. It's rough, man. See, that's good. I live all the way in the US, so things are not very bad on quarantine. I'm under quarantine because one of my roommates might have something, so I'm like, all right, guess it's time to stay inside. So, talk about a good time to get laid off, but yeah. Yeah, I heard, out Spain and Italy, especially Italy for a good little while, that quarantine was really, really crazy, so... Man, that sucks. Well, I hope I can, make your day at least a little bit better, or, take some time, chill out. Definitely. Oh, and Rabadon, if you wanna, keep in touch or anything like that. I don't know if you use Discord or anything like that, but I do have a Discord, and if you do want to join up, let me know, and I'll put a link in chat for you to join on in. So repairing equipment, healing and resting, healing. All right. Well, here you go. If you ever want to join, this is just so like you can keep in touch, or if you ever want to help with some of the stuff that I'm creating here in the near future, or giving me some tips. Sometimes I'll be asking a lot of questions. I've just made it, so there's nothing much on there right now, but I do want to make something out and expand, So if you want to join on in, go right ahead. If you don't, I totally understand, man. So let's see. Healing. Catching. Ooh. So healing. Repairing your equipment. Healing. Setting up traps. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add something to the safe house. Safe house. Storing gear. So I do want to make a note of storing gear. Gear, prepping. So this is gonna be cool. Oh yeah, I totally. Like I said, I haven't been on Twitch for a while, but I'll definitely set that up. Thank you for reminding me. That helps a ton, man. So storing gear and prepping. Just so I don't forget. So for prepping, setting up traps, barricading. Yep, I knew it was wrong. Barricading. So would it take... So repairing your equipment, healing, setting up traps, making a piece of gear. So exploration is going to be down here. Combat. Every turn of combat takes 1 time. Turn of combat. Turn of combat is choosing one. Is every actor choosing? Is every actor? Oh, that'll be interesting too. So, if a turn of combat is every character or monster taking 1 action, that means monsters and inhabitants, when they'll be able to have special turns, and you can, like, the most applicable thing they'll do is attack. But, like, special things that they can do if enough time has been taken, like maybe 2 turns of combat. No, 1 turn. Okay, so a turn is 1 decided action. It's 1 decided action among characters and chosen action for monster. Or and the monster's determined action. Determined is is one decided action among character. One decided action for each character. For each character, and the beasts. For each character and the beasts determined set. The beast determined and beast. We'll just put beast because we'll put in the monsters like how their action is chosen. So turn. So every turn of combat equals 1 time. A turn is 1 decided action for the character and beast. For each character and beast in combat. There we go. Whew. My brain is working at like 10% speed today. Gonna fall asleep to this music. This is so much calmer than Darkwood. Silent Hill making me sleepy. Okay. I'm gonna figure out the NPC generation, the table for it, because this is mostly tables. Though this should actually be a little bit larger. 18, because this is very... Every time you... Oh, whoops-a-doodles. Whoops. Play fair. 12. Unbolded. Every time you move to a new main location, then you must roll and generate inhabitant. Not inhabitants. I guess it would just be characters. Player. I guess we'll do player creation instead. So that way they don't get confused. Every time you move to a new main location, you must roll and generate a character who occupies and stays within this main place. Each person and thing, or each character is different in many shoot, itchy nose. In many ways, each character is different and even odd, with their own desires and goals. What they want will lead you. What they want will not always be the most what they want will not always be pleasant, but it is a way forward. But it is a way forward. The people of the night. The people, if you can call them that, are odd in night. They are strange and twisted and changed. They are strange, twisted, and changed. but they may just be the help you're looking for. So every whoops. Every time you move to a new main location, then you must roll and generate a character who occupies and stays within this main space. Make sure to mark and note this character down, along with a symbol on the map, so you remember. Make sure to mark and note this character down along with a symbol on the map so you may. Okay. Equals one time setting traps, barricading, pouring gas, starting generator. Oh, that's a good thing too, because like we never said that. Setting traps, barricading, pouring gas, starting generator. And it would be cool. It would actually be cool if you say that this is half a time. Starting the generator is half time. But you need, I should say, like down below these, that you do need the acquired equipment for it. Like you can't just pour gas without having gas, that sort of thing. But setting traps, barricading, pouring gas, starting generator equal one time. Equal one time. Alrighty. It was nice to meet you, man. Thank you for coming on in, and you know what? Get some good sleep. See you next time. Ciao. But again, thanks for coming on in. Combat actions, attack, attack, defend. Ah, yes. Let's see, combat actions, attack, defend. What can you do in combat? Oh, okay. Resuscitate. Death store. I have an idea for this, I swear. Kuregra. Trying to think of what else can you do in combat? I'm not imaginative. What's some weird, crazy things you can do in combat? Probably quick heal, maybe? Like, use item. Throw something. Run? Like, probably run, right? I don't know if that fits the game, but I mean backflip that's probably just I mean it does say is one decided action. So like I feel like people can just go, you know what? I can't do any of these things. And I'll actually put a thing. If not listed talk among each other and take the action if you can. Talk among each other or debate it or think about it and take your own desired action during combat turn. Boo, boo, boo. So status effects, there's darkness, there's poisoned. Do 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 do. I guess I'll start. See, but for weapons, my problem is I want to draw them all out, And I want to do it in a graphic design sort of way and make it look really, really pretty. So I don't really want to do during combat turn. Sorry, I'm currently just like looking and thinking. Scavenge, maybe? Some things may need codes or an item to continue. So my idea here is like you go to a location, there's a lockbox. You go to another location, you find a code that is oriented around the characters or something, right? So like you need a code, and when you go to another character's house, they have that code, but they really want to get into the other person's basement. And obviously this is all determined by random rules, but that's kind of the idea. Some things may need codes or an item to continue, like a example, fuse to open door. Example, fuse to open door, lock to open, fuse to open, open shutters, lock to open door, code to open lockbox. That sort of thing. This should actually be like that. When moving to a location, you can scavenge. Some things may need codes or an item to continue. Example, blah, 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 blah. All right, wonderful. We'll undo that. When moving to locations, you can scavenge once per. You can scavenge using I will do this. roll on the you can search around and roll once on the scavenging table. When moving to a location, you can search around and roll once on the scavenging table to acquire and grab equipment. Space. Leaving items. Let's look at wounds. That will be our next thing. I know we're kind of jumping around a lot. We got 7 pages though. That's not bad. I'm looking at probably about 20 pages, 20 to 30 for this. That's not... I'm thinking 20 pages of writing at the least, or at the most even. But other than that, that's actually a lot of writing, and in between we can do a heck ton of art. A ton. Screwy amount. I don't know how the art's gonna look for this yet, but I've been trying my best to work on art. So let's see. Wounds. Actually, we wanted to save the wounds and combat stuff. I still want to figure out how much like weapons do. I think it's just gonna be when in combat. Let's see, not impact, playfair, 12. When in combat, and being attacked, you take wounds if hit. When in combat and being attacked, you take wounds if hit. When you do, mark down the amount of wounds taken and where at. I'm not sure about this yet, but I kind of want a body system, like being hit in the head and that sort of thing. Actually, no. We'll actually have a crit table. Scars. Actually, we'll call it wounded, because I like that more. Wounded. We'll put death store. Actually, death. I don't want death store, now that I'm thinking about it. So wounded, death. So when in combat and being attacked, you take wounds if hit. When you... I like how it's when you do, because it's not if. You're probably gonna get munched on, or slapped around, or crushed, or something of that sort, but when you do, take wounds. Mark down... Oh, shoot. So mark down the amount of wounds taken. If below... let's see. I do want to add more flavor text here. in this night, in this place, you're bound to get hurt. Everyone comes across denizens of the night. Every night. No matter how hard you try, at some point you will have to kill. You will have to fight. To fight. You will, no matter how hard you try, at some point, you will get torn up. You will get torn. You will be you will get torn, clawed, stabbed, or any other variation of wounded, or any other variation of taking pain. Or any other torn, clawed, bit, stabbed, other variation of taking pain. When in combat and being attacked, you take wounds. If hit, when you do, mark it down. Mark down the amount of wounds taken. Your character can only take so much. If you hit below 0, you die. Alrighty, everyone. It's actually getting fairly late, and I've been writing for almost around 3 hours. Thank you all for joining on in, and I will be heading out. Thank you for Rabadon Beach for joining on in and, well, following and joining our Discord and everything on else. We will continue this. This is 7 pages. Imagine what we can do when everything is nice and filled out. Literally, it is dark outside. I should be getting some food. I should get working on some other stuff. But thank you for joining on in. I will be posting this on YouTube and everything else. So, did I put 0? Oh, no, below 0. Below 0. But, well, thank you all. I'm going to do some art for this, I think, and I'm going to work on some other stuff. I don't sleep anymore, but I should get working on some other little things. So, again, thank you for joining on in, and we will continue this, and not only continue it, but we will be making something out of this, and you guys are making that possible just as much as I am. So, thank you for joining on in. Love you guys so much. It means a whole lot that you take your time out to come and join me. So, ciao everybody. You have an absolutely wonderful night. Bye-bye.